Music has always been a means of giving voice to the discontented, and today is no different. One man who's been using music and popular culture to organise young people politically is the Reverend Yearwood, who in 2004 founded the Hip Hop Caucus. Since then, the caucus has been involved in almost every political issue you can think of, and won awards for its work with Hurricane Katrina survivors. To find out more about the work of the caucus, we went to speak to the Rev in his Washington, D.C. office.
The Hip Hop Caucus is a civil rights organization for the 21st century, and it's exciting. I mean, we've been organizing and mobilizing and energizing young people around the country. And I think the reason why it's exciting is that we are what I call the dream generation. We are that generation that, to me, was born on the balcony where Dr. King was killed, where the dreamer might have been killed, but the dream of being judged by your content and not your color did not die on that balcony. And so we're that generation. We're black, we're white, we're brown, we're yellow, male, female, straight, gay. We are that dream generation. And so it's exciting. So Hip Hop Caucus takes that generation and we organize and we deal with issues and we deal with things that are affecting our world for the worse, and we try to make a change for the better.
And so have you found by using music you can energize and captivate young people much more than more traditional forms of communication?
Well, music has always been used as for freedom mechanisms. Here in America, one of the most powerful things was gospels. But don't misunderstand that these gospels were not just about Christ. These gospels were freedom songs. There were songs when somebody sang, "I'm down by the riverside." That was a song that meant I'm down by the riverside and escape from slavery. And so we've used music, you know, from music through Jim Crow and music through women's suffrage. We've always used music to tell our story because sometimes we don't have the media outlets. Sometimes we don't have CNN, or sometimes we don't have corporations. So that music does become CNN. That music does become an outlet. So we can use it to inform our community about police brutality, about when it's about Sean Bell and 50 shots. And so we can discuss those types of things. But now it's not just the music. We're now using other mechanisms. We're now using YouTube and MySpace. You know, I love YouTube because we now use it to upload videos. I now say the revolution may not be televised, but it will be uploaded. So, you know, we use different mechanisms now to create change. And that's the difference that we're seeing now with this generation.
You're talking about getting all races involved together in the Hip Hop Caucus, and are you having success in doing that, I guess? And as the younger generation, can you see it being more racially diverse and more willing to interact with each other?
Well, I'll answer your question this way. This is a question that we can't lose on. We must beat racism. We can't carry this around. It's a weight that's too heavy. So yes, the city's segregated, but then so is the progressive movement. You know, when I go out to the immigration rallies, it's mostly all brown. When I go to the peace rallies, it's mostly all white. When I go to police brutality rallies, it's mostly all black. And I wonder, so how in the world can we be successful if we have a segregated progressive movement? So we've got to change that. But sometimes to our generation, our dream generation, we kind of, for some reason, are bucking that, which gives hope that we can actually beat racism. So when you go to the party, you got a black guy and a white girl, an Asian girl and a white guy. You got all kind of people hanging out, having a good time, black, white, brown, yellow, male, female, straight, gay, thieves, atheists. That's our generation. That is the dream generation. And when we've come together, I think that we now can create a world where you can be judged by your content and not your color. And I think that's what we're now seeing. Do we still have racism? Yes. Do we still have white supremacy in some cases? Yes. Are we still dealing with that? Yes. But can we change that? Yes. And we are changing that. And you're seeing that. Because now you see black kids and white kids, Latino kids and Asian kids working together to get out the vote. You got black kids and white kids and brown kids and yellow kids working together to end poverty, working together to get health care, working together to end this war side by side. This is what the 21st century and beyond must look like. But I'll tell you this, if we don't end racism in the 21st century, if we don't come together 8 years into the 21st century, then I guarantee you there will not be a 22nd century, because that will be one of the many things that will destroy us. And so ending racism, ending poverty, and hopefully ending war, if we don't end that, that will end us.